So at 8:32 this morning on Twitter, I said, if you want to choose violence on YouTube today, just have a video saying you passed on the Lightning 4s and watch your comments turn to mayhem. Well, I guess I chose violence today because I'm passing on the Lightning 4s.
Yeah, I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish in one. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl TJ back with another video. Talks with TJ, aka TJ Two Swoosh T Yeezy. Thank you again so much for tuning in to another video. And this will probably be similar to the, Raging Bull 5, Toro 5, whatever you would like to call it. That video was interesting too. The comments were interesting. It was chaos. Everything was on fire. I was just kind of sitting there, arms folded, laid back, relaxing, because I made the choice to not buy that sneaker. This was actually on my pickup list to get when Jordan released their 2021 calendar, but things have changed. And I'm actually not alone in that. There are quite a few people, and I mean people that have actually been in the game longer than I have. And listen, I was into sneakers young, but there were people older than me, so therefore they've been in the game longer. They passed on this too, so don't think it's just some crazy anomaly. You don't have to think that you're weird because you pass on a sneaker that has a lot of hype and attention and a lot of nostalgia attached to it. If you choose to ever pass on a shoe, not buy a shoe, that is your choice. You don't have to feel some kind of way because that's not what maybe the masses are doing, or that's not what a lot of your friends are doing that are into sneakers. So that's just number one. Number two, just because I may come on my channel and say, hey, I'm not buying a sneaker. I'm passing on a sneaker. I may think it's a good pair, but at the end of the day, I made the choice not to get it. That is not then a cue or a flag for you to say, oh no, I'm not buying it either. No, you need to make whatever decision you want to make for yourself. That's based on the budget you may have to spend on sneakers. That may be based on the style, the value you see, how much are you going to wear it, what else is on your radar coming up in the next few days, the next week. Like, sneakers drop at a very high rate right now, and we have to keep that in mind. And if you're into clothing like I am, then you have to factor in streetwear drops and sneakers and so much more. So it's not just a single release. There's a lot that goes into it, but I'm still of the opinion you should never base buying a shoe or not buying a shoe just on one single individual's like perspective on it. That's how I feel. I don't care what YouTuber, I don't care what person it is. That's how I feel. Now, for those that are saying people weren't there in 2006, they don't get it. Okay, so you may be curious, like, what do you mean people weren't there in 2006? Some people were not into the game in 2006. Was I in it? Yes, but at a limited capacity. I was still in school, okay? So let's just take it back to August 2006. That's when the original Lightning 4 dropped. I believe it was like August 23rd. So shout out to Jordan Brand for getting almost the release date, like almost to the day, 21 years later for the drop. So 2006, I was starting senior year of high school. So I'm in basketball. My mom has to prepare for all of that, okay? It's not cheap playing sports, especially in Michigan when you pay to play and all this other stuff. So I'm preparing for senior year of high school. There are very strict rules in my household, okay? You got shoes to start school, for sports, and around, report card time and your birthday and a special event or something. It wasn't happening all the time. The other reason it wouldn't happen with these, so if you remember in 2006, there was also a drought for the Air Jordan 4 for about 5 years. They just didn't release it. So everybody and their mom were on pins and needles to get an Air Jordan 4 again. And so 2006, in August, Jordan Brand delivered. You get Lightning and Thunder. And that's really funny because my school's theme song was like Thunder because we literally are called Trine Thunder, or were, whatever. So Lightning and Thunder release. Now, these weren't like your typical releases. You couldn't go in store and get them. You had to first be a Team Jordan member, and then it was exclusively online, which, think about that now. Like, a lot of things are exclusively online, and that's normal now. It wasn't normal back then in 2006. Like, you gotta remember, internet was still young then. So it only dropped online. It had to be a Team Jordan member. And then the prices were not what you were expecting. So back then, you're paying, $115, $120 for a retro. Those were really good days. So instead, you're paying $250 for that Lightning 4 and you got a shirt with it. And then for the Thunder 4, I hope your pockets were well. You were paying $500. And yes, you got a jacket, but a lot of you complain about the cost of a $95 hoodie. So I'm floored that some of you were A-okay paying that for just a sneaker and a jacket. I really am taken aback by that. That's why it was so special in 2006, because it wasn't your average run-of-the-mill Jordan release, okay? It was special, new colors, new everything. And you felt really high up there if you were able to get your hands on a pair. So I get the whole you weren't there. That's fine. I was also in school and I didn't have money like that anyway back then. So I wasn't there. A lot of people weren't there. So now let's fast forward to August 28th, 2021. The Lightning 4 drops again. Now, the conversation around is this shoe limited is comical to me, because how many people had this shoe a month early? At least. Just put Lightning 4 into YouTube and you will see all of the people that had this shoe long before the drop date. When that happens, I don't believe it's limited. And limited sneakers don't usually come in full family size runs. They just don't. So to me, no, this wasn't limited. Are you gonna have a higher demand than supply? Yes, that's basic economics, okay? That just happens. Shipments are also delayed, so just keep that in mind. Like, yeah, I worked the release today. I did. People were coming in left and right, trying to check if we had pairs. And here's the thing. I'm trying to get this through everyone's head. If you wear smaller sizes, please, if you're trying to go through Kids Foot Locker, please, 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 okay? Please go through the raffle, or try to go through the raffle. That's how they're going to drop it. So we didn't even get grade school and preschool and infant. Yes. And everybody, you know, they came in like they should and picked up their pairs because they're pairs that they wanted. Finish line was interesting, and they did first come, first serve. And I'm not going to say that was just a little risky. They also had their Yeezy 350 V2 Lite release. So they were jamming this morning, line out down the store. So they were on it, but yeah, we didn't even get GS. So some places will get delayed shipment. So just keep that in mind. If you took an L, you may get a chance to, you know, pick up a pair anyway. But it's interesting that the limited conversation was being had, because it didn't really feel limited. It felt like there was a lot of hype and excitement around it, which I get it if you waited 15 years. But once I really took it in that GS and men's are not always the same. That's a big thing. That's a big reality for Jordan releases, especially if they're a GR. The QC is at a different level. Bring it down. For GS versus men's pairs. It just is. And then your specific pair could be better or worse. The color is always so different. Listen, when we start playing around with a nubuck suede, it gets very interesting on GS pairs. It's either hit or miss. It's great or it's not great. And seeing my pair in hand, so let's also go to the fact this wasn't as if I was scampering around, scouring the stores or things to be able to get a pair. Nope, thanks to Wolf, I had a pair secured. Actually, it was like a few pairs secured. And I said, hey, you know, with the Air Jordan 4 Shimmer very high on my priority list, because that is a buttery sneaker. Shout out to that design team. With that high on my list, and then the Jordan 4, we're talking about within a week's time of each other. And then also me wanting to go after a lot of fog. I had to literally ask myself, okay, you're going to buy 2 4s. Like, do you need 2 4s? Which one is going to matter more? Which one are you most excited about? Not that you can't buy the Lightning 4, but once, you know, are you going to be in love with it the second you see it? So I said, Wolf, I'll make my decision on release day. Send me pictures if possible. I'll make my choice then. As soon as I opened the pictures, there wasn't that spark. There wasn't that excitement. And I am that person, okay? When I see a shoe, especially pictures in hand, whatever, my shoe, it's all or nothing. I am in love, head over heels. I want that shoe, or it's nice, definitely don't need it, or it's hell no, it's absolutely not happening. Maybe for somebody else, but it's just not for me. And it fell under the... It's okay. And I know people are upset that some of us think like, oh, it's just okay. Like, I can respect that. But I respect people also being extremely true to themselves if they're saying it's just okay because they're really not over the moon about it, versus saying, oh, it's a mid, right? Some people are saying this is a mid. Oh, it's a mid. Oh, yeah, it's just mid. Like, nobody cares about it. Don't have faux or false disdain for a sneaker just to flex on everybody. If you do really want it, just say that you really like it and want it. Like, don't ever care about other people. If you really like it and want it, really like it and want it. If you don't like it, don't like it. I don't think you have to like hold up a sign that says, I think this shoe is trash. I don't think that's necessary either, because I don't think the shoe is trash. But once I saw my specific pair in the picture, the differentiation in color from the laces to the base of the shoe, and just all of it in terms of presentation, I realized this isn't a sneaker I need. It's just not anymore. So yeah, your temperature and your energy can change as you come to release day. For mine, it went from hot to cold. It's just the reality. It went from hot to cold. And now he can sell that to somebody that really, really wants it, and they'll enjoy it. But I'm at a place where I can't be on the fence about if I want to buy a shoe, if I don't want to buy a shoe, and then go spend my money on it and realize this just isn't it. I just had to be honest with myself. I'm like, if you're going back and forth all morning about if you want this or not, don't buy it. Like, you should love a shoe even more before you've gotten it in hand, right? It should be that, at least that's how I feel. I remember hearing, if you don't love it on the rack, you're not going to love it on yourself once you get it home. That's how this was. So I passed on the Lightning 4, and could that have been content? Of course. Now, it could have and could not have been. I could have got the shots off, got the fits off, got the video off. It's ancient in YouTube time at this point because it's been up everywhere for like 6 weeks now. So that would have been just on my own fruition to want to put the video up. But I also don't just post content because like, oh my God, it'll run up and do numbers. Like, no, at this point, it's truly, I have it. I get the videos out when I get them out based on what accessibility, what access I have to the shoe. How accessible is a shoe to myself? That's true to my buying habit. It's true to who I am. So didn't I get the Lightning 4s? I am curious. What are your thoughts on the 4 that dropped today? There's a lot of conversation going around, especially on Twitter, which is extremely interesting. But I passed. Now, did I pick up a Jordan today? Yep, I did. I picked up a Jordan today. There's no hype behind it. Most people probably don't care for it. Will I have a video up? Absolutely, in due time. Let's sound off in the comments. Did you go for the Jordan 4 Lightning today? Lightning 4, whatever you like to say. W or L, do you intend to keep it if you have it in hand? And I guess, what are your thoughts around the conversation? Were you there? Were you there in 2006? And now that we're here in 2021, are your feelings the same or have they changed? If you like this video, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I truly appreciate it. And as always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace out.